And this is the place, and he has to now Makayim, like Rabbi Akiva says, now I have to Makayim the mitzvah of Kiddush Hashem. He knew it. Even Chera Mulach Al Tzara has to pray. You have to pray. You have to do tzedakah. Tzedakah. We don't understand what tzedakah is. We know how to receive tzedakah. We know what it's about. But to give tzedakah, that's a very big, hard thing to give. To give is hard. And tshuva, all the karbanos, it says at the end of Yuma, learning Yuma, the end of Yuma, all the karbanos that needs tshuva, Tshuva, Yom Kippur, you must do tshuva. Tshuva is, again, a person has to actually change his whole being. Now it's hard to do it. Ma'adach, to change a behavioralistic pattern which you picked up in a later part of your life. It's hard to change. Kal v'chomer, and kal v'chomer character, and character which is engraved from the youth. Midos. The Goyen says it's easy to learn Shas than to change one midah, to change one aspect of one's character. Easy to learn Shas, 5,711 blot of Gemara, than to change one midah. It's very difficult. Very difficult. We make adjustments. But to actually change, it's very hard. And Hashem gives us this wonderful period of time called Elul. We were able to make those changes. And Hashem gave us another gift. You have here Vad Musas, you have groups of people that work together, they know each other, they can give advice and help, because it's very hard. A man ein odom matir atzmu veis hasurim. It says a man cannot pull himself out of jail. He can't. It's very hard. Only a genius can. It's very hard. You need other people to pull you out. A man relies on his wife, a wife on a husband, but that's not enough. You need a chabura. You need people to pull you out. If you're stuck in quicksand and a butts, and you got somebody to pull you out, you just can't get out yourself. It's very difficult. And now I come to the hardest part. The word Bali Tshuva. That is an overplayed, misunderstood concept. I'll have to explain it. Hashem has to say, as an aid, the Rambam says that this guy will never do it again. Whatever he did. Hashem has to come down as an aid, as a witness, and he knows the internal, that this man will never go back. Al tamin atzmacha al afili omesh. You can't believe in yourself, even to the day of your death. There was a Kohen Gadol who at the end of his life became off the road. A Kohen Gadol. So it's very difficult. Korach thought he was a tzaddik. Had he known that down deep he was built upon all kinds of kin and sinner that he had in himself, he wouldn't have done it. But his eyes were blind. He couldn't see himself as midos. We fool ourselves. Now is the time, after already And I brought this down. It's brought down that the Hashem says, this is brought down in the Beis Halevi. The Beis Halevi brings it down as one of his drushes. And I said it at the fast, but I want to repeat it again. That Hashem lets you do ma'asim, deeds, even though they are not 100%. And after already you do those ma'asim tovim, you learn, you do tshuva, you wear a black hat, a white shirt, and you hide away in a black hat yeshiva and think that you're okay. But really down deep, your ma'asim, your deeds are not perfect. So after you do these deeds, not perfect, then Hashem says to you, there's a pasuk that says to you, now do tshuva. Now do tshuva. What do you mean do tshuva? I'm perfect. Don't you see what I do? I learn Torah. I daven with a minyan. So I say, okay, let's sit down with a cheshbon hanefesh sheet. Let's check out. Torah umnaso. What is meant? The Torah is your umnaso. So the Gaon of Vilna gives a barometer. They tell you in the middle of learning, listen, you can make $1 million. You can make $10 million. $50 million. You leave the Gemara and go there. What do you say? And you'll be able to live all your left your life and learn Torah. What do you do? Pikuach nefesh doicha kol haTorah kula. So that's the barometer. If you say the heck with the money, and it's real, it's not like not real. Real, so then it's called Torah umnaso. If not, it's not called Torah. That's the Vilna Gaon says in Peah. Let's take another test. I give this test. You believe Hashem is Molad's Kavod? Molad's Kavod. Is he here? Here. So why do you act as you do? So where's the Yirat Shamayim? Where's Shvis Hashem L'Negdi Summit? It's a very serious question. If you do a little research work, not too much, and sit down in a cheshbon hanefesh, you'll find out. Better still, ask your chaver if he thinks you're a righteous tzaddik and a Yirat Shamayim. Just ask your friend. Ask your enemy. He'll show you the. I'm making fun of it, but it's serious. Which is serious. When you start doing tshuva, after already you think you're Bali tshuva, and already you have the black beards, and you have the hats, and you're already Mesiras Nefesh for Torah, then you got to do the tshuva. Then you have to purify your actions. And that's why everybody has to do tshuva. The Vilna Gaon does tshuva. The Baal Shem Tov does tshuva. Why? What does he do wrong? What did Yossi ben Yoezer say? I deserve to be killed. When I was a young boy, I asked the rabbi, why were the 6 million Jews killed? Because they're in a war. So he asked me, how come they don't ask that question? Only you. I said, what do you mean? They're being killed. Only you. They ask the question. They can't ask the question. Only I can. He says, if you'd ask them, they would say, Hashem is just. We deserve to be killed. And the little babies, yeah. Hashem is emesh, the Torah is emesh, it's tzedek, yes. It's just. Because they know the chumra sachet, they know what is sin. And you know how sin is, it kills the father and the children and along the line. Just like you get the good points, you get the bad points. Yes, yes, Hashem is emes. So therefore it's important that everybody does tshuva. To the degree it shouldn't get a man depressed, Rabbi. It gives man encouragement that God is kind and good, that he gives him a zman to do tshuva, to improve himself. So that gives strength. That gives depression and down. It gives a person up and strength. Because Hashem loves you and he wants you to win. And you can do it. Can a religious Jew be depressed and sad? Is there such a possibility that a religious Jew can be sad? Impossible. By definition, he can't. And if he is, he's not religious. If he's religious, he's definitely not sad. Hashem gave us a schus that we're moving the kollel to the Yeshiva, basically. We should have more learning the morning, afternoon, and night. To put those hours, we didn't have the hasmada here as much. We gave you the love of the Torah, the mesiras nefesh for the Torah, the shittas how to learn and what to learn. Now you got to put in the time in learning. Hashem gave us a schus. When the Chofetz Chaim tried to select, where did he select his yeshiva rad? A small little town, not to bother you. Hashem selected, we selected this place originally, the Midbar of Yehuda or a Yehuda. When we came here, we had that in mind. That was the speech I made. We had it in mind, l'chatchila. The Rambam says we're supposed to leave the city, and go to the Midbar or a Yehuda and get together a group of people learn Torah and not to be follow the ways of the city people. You got to get away and far away from the city life. That's what it's supposed to be. And sit and learn and do your thing. That's what it says on the Shittas HaRambam. I hope we'll makayim it. I hope here people will do tshuva. And also, there's a din of ben adam lachavero. Part of Yiddishkeit, part of the whole Torah is not that you are the final end. I'm learning Torah, and I'm doing mitzvahs, and I'm going olam haba. You know what I mean? That's not the story. The story is that you have to emulate Hashem, and you have to, just like Hashem gives with no strings attached, pure Rahman is caring for the Zulat and bringing Hashem into the world, and the Kiddush Hashem, that's our job in the world. No strings attached. You got to help the Zulat. If you're a religious guy, you have to be a Rahman, a Baish, and a Gemilas Chesed. Not what is it for me, and what do I get out of it, and how much Torah I get, or mitzvahs, whatever it may be. It can be physical or spiritual. That's not Torah. Beinonu l'chaver is important, and midos is important. Derech Eretz is kadmal Torah. You can't have Torah without Derech Eretz, without Torah, without mitzvahs, without good quality, good character. Impossible. It doesn't work. And without Yirat Shamayim, it doesn't work. You may be smart, you may outdo the other guy, but at the end it doesn't mean anything. And the same thing has to be with your children. The chinuch is on the parents, not the school, and not the rebbes. The chinuch is on the parents, the mother and the father. And the real chinuch is, if you look in the whole Torah, where does it say there's a mitzvah of chinuch? There's a mitzvah of chinuch. There's only two places. One is Sipu Yetziv Yisrael, in a story form you tell your kid. And the other one is you teach him Torah. What is that? Is that Torah? Is that Kriyat Shema? What is it? But that's the only two places. The rest is all the Rabbanim. Because there, the main thing is, when you educate, it has to come from love. As we started the piece, from understanding. The shmiyah, the hearing, the love, the care. And the kid on his own, what's chinuch? The kid on his own does it. Not that you tell him he does it. He does it on his own. Whatever he does on his own is the education that you do. When nobody's around, what does he do? Does he pinch his brother? Does he grab the piece of food? Kick his brother? What does he do? Is he nasty with his mouth? When he gets irritated, evil words come out of his mouth? Or he speaks fine and nice. He's a gentleman. He cares about the old man. He cares about that's education. What do you do in those moments? That's why the camp is, I got to give a credit to my son. The camp is a place of chinuch for the kids to learn the midos in actual life and living. It's not a whip over the head, or not because he does it anashim melumad because of habit and rote, and because he's trained. He has to do it because That's the right thing to do. So the Goyim have a thing called morality. And they have this certain base, but again, it's not built on anything. Ours is built on the Torah. We look in the Torah, how far to go and how deep to go, and go deeper and greater. We have to train our kids on their own that they have to do the right things. Not only there's to slap and to hit him. Of course, you got to hit him if he does wrong. But the thing has to come from themselves. We have to train the kids. And therefore, you have to see to it on Shabbos. We want to make sure that no games outside in Shabbos, no bicycles, nothing. And I got to explain to you why. If you have a community, you have to see that the kids know that davening's davening. You don't have it, sit down. You in your house, let them ride around all he wants on the bicycle. Up the walls and break the walls, and what does he want to do? It's books and balls. But outside in public, we have to tell a message. Davening's going on, you got to go to davening. You don't want to daven? You don't. The parents want to sleep, let them sleep. But the community doesn't have to take care of his kids or their kids. Nobody is outside. It's a very important thing because it's now involved in community living. Also, children at the time of davening. We're trying to get the committee together, and also we're going to have quiet hours on Shabbos. Again, kids have to know, Shabbos is a time for rest. Quiet hours doesn't mean sleep. Quiet hours means you learn Torah with the family gets together. Whatever you do at those hours. And the same thing is the tznius, I must repeat again. The secret of the Yerushalmim was tznius. They have a lot of kids. They had no room. Two things, they had tznius and cleanliness. And that saved the family. Tznius is prime. For the women, it's a natural. When the Goyim came to Matame, the women gave their lives. They killed themselves because they were built on a foundation of tznius. How can they expose their body to a Goy or to anybody? And we expose our bodies to everybody. Whoever would look, they're happy they're looking. But that's not the way. That's not a Jewish derech. That's not the derech HaTorah. And it's important for the little kids as well as big ones. It starts from young. We're not so mock with the little kids so much because what is it about? There's discipline. What is a perutza? Porutz. What is porutz? Break the bond. That they gotta feel they're locked in and they gotta express themselves. Let loose, whatever it is. That's called the perutza. Porate together. Tenua is somebody who Adrabah wants to hide, even in front of Hashem and Chadrei Chadar. This is a very important thing for the community life. If I would bring Freud right now and bring out the dead alive, he'll tell you. When a girl opens the button, what does it mean? Or the first button on the top of the collar, and the sleeves go up, or the slits in the skirts. He'll tell you all the stories right there. When a girl touches her hair like this, what does it mean? There's all these books and all these things all about it. It's all there. No secrets anymore. It's right in all the books. Tznius also applies to men in their mannerisms, how they speak, what they say. And although there's an inyan of Loshen Ketzara, still, you still have to have speech. You have to have permission to speak. There's also dinim of mannerisms, of derech eretz. But our derech eretz comes from the Torah. We have to follow. You have to be makbid on the kids very much. But you got to get them to have a love and a care that comes from themselves. Something like that. I don't know what you do. But you have to build within themselves an internal base of what's right and wrong. And when your little daughter has a lot of opinions, or your son-in-law, you have to worry. I like this and I don't like this, and this is good for me. Not good. And you know what happened in school today? The teacher did this and the teacher's bad, and I don't. Now you got to be careful. These little kids, and they'll grow up, they'll have a lot of opinions. And an Isha Kshera, Isha Masla Kol Bala, it's going to be a hard position when she grows up. To bend herself to her husband, to bend herself to the Chachomim, to the Torah. The Almighty blessed us to have a Bezdin in the Yeshiva. The Almighty blessed us to have a community. I hope with Mirz Hashem we will have more houses here. I want to be happy to say hello to Isaacs again, the welcome back, and Goodman, and Raphael, and I hope you join us and see what happens. Taste a little bit of Torah. But I feel also there's another thing, you go. I want to give you a little account. I must give a little praise to. He's not here, but that Hashem gave us a community. Now there's a rabbi told us that. He's happy to come here. Give him Mokum Torah. Rabbi Broidy's happy to come here. Rabbi Orbach is happy to come here. Why? Why are they happy to come here? Now I got to tell you a little story. You know, these people are scaredy cats. They really have fear to go into the shtachim. If they would tell their friends they went into shtachim, I was sitting by this big convention of all the G'daylim, and there's a guy Zilba from Bnei Brak came in, and he had to make. Then he came through Shechem, and there wasn't a guy on the podium of 250 people didn't know that he came in from Shechem, and he's making Birchas HaGoymel, and his Arabs passing by. What isn't there? And the fact that they come here under these circumstances, and they're happy to come here, is a saying told that this is a Mokum Torah. But we have to continue, because there are three things that need chizuk. One is Eretz Yisrael, Torah is one of them. Torah needs chizuk, constant chizuk, constant energy, energized energy. And I hope that from here will come Gedolim, we have a big Mokum Torah here. I hope that Hashem will give us a schus to get money to support the kollel. That guys can sit and learn 3 solid Siddharim, and even 4 Siddharim. For extra money, double time. Anyway, but I'm very happy. Higia Hazman. And I'm happy those I hear are pulled in, and Hashem should give us the schus. We're going to have Rosh Hashanah in the Yeshiva. Can't give up at least that part of Oilul Regel and Yom Kippur. But basically, we got to put energy in Baba Kama. There's a lot of work to doing it, and I want you to know the information, and know the Achronim, the Rishonim on the piece, and really get involved. And I'm very positive. Hashem has his ways and reasons of doing things, and I would say Yagdul Torah V'Yadeh, but don't forget it's Elul time. We got to do tshuva. Tshuva is many things, but Adam L'Chavero, that's wife, husband, children, rebbes, talmidim, whatever's involved in the story. And we should go from Chayil to Chayil, and I'm happy about what's happening here, and I need more energy here in the learning. You got to be makbid on the zmanim, because you're near home. You can't be sloppy, and the wives have to see the husband sit and learn. They have to learn. That's your olam haba. Is your husband's learning 3 Siddharim? Got to put in the energy. Your gata umatzasa. If you put in the energy, you'll find. This is the only place it applies to. If you put the energy in, you win. God will send it to you as a gift. If you have no chavrusa, you sit and learn, Hashem will send you chavrusa. I have a Kabbalah from my Rabbi. You work, you put in the energy, Hashem will give it bracha. Hashem should help us all grow, and Yagdil, Torah V'Yadeh, and bring the Mashiach. Amen. Just want to say Kaddish to Rabbana.